Tuesday, and it's the PD Skillz Show. This week we've got a guest on that has had his name dropped here and there in an episode or two. If you subscribe to the internet, you may have heard of him. He is the one and only PWO internet champion. Let's press play for Wade Allen.
How are you? What's going on? Just enjoying the day.
Yeah, it's nice to have you on the show there. I can see by the poster in the background, I'm forever cursed by the mention of Warhead on my show. He's called this the Warhead Appreciation Podcast. Fucking dick.
Well, there's a tiny little bear right up there too.
Oh, no. Don't give him more plugs. Plug your stuff. Don't plug him. I give him enough.
He told me you had to put yourself over to get them to put you over to get you over. So he turned it into a suck your dick to suck their dick to get your dick sucked or something like that. I think I said it right. Yeah, I think I said it
translated.
Right. There's a lot of dick sucking going on. I'm pretty sure I got it right. If I didn't, Warhead, feel free to chop me.
Fuck sakes. All right, so for those listening, Wade is someone who I first started running into at shows. He's doing some camera work. I knew he had the ambition to be a wrestler. I started seeing some promos coming from him. Didn't get it at first. And then all of a sudden he fucking lit me on fire. So where the fuck did you come from, Wade? Like what 1 minute you're taping shows, the next minute you're this calm fucking funny prick online talking about being the internet champion.
I come from Dunnville, Ontario. I grew up there. I've traveled around Southern Ontario to show up to wrestling shows to learn, set up rings, film shows, do whatever, run gear, and then start training. And then, so that's how it started. And now I started making promos because someone told me to start talking and be a little more entertaining, because I got put into a singles role. So I tried that a bit, and I don't know. I was just being me.
So who gave you your first shot in the ring?
I got my go ahead at HPW in a weird group called the Swarm. There's a bunch of random throw together guys as I saw it. It made no sense. We did a blinking hand thing.
Okay.
Did this. I don't know. One show it was like this, one show it was like this. So it was confusing.
So it was like Dark Order, but you just weren't sure how to hold your hand.
But it was weird. We had a guy with like a tiger mask thing on it. Okay. I don't know. Clueless Christopher Robin, Dion Black, I think his name was. He had like a skirt, looked like an emo raven. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then me, I don't know. I was the bustle guy.
Yeah, but you came out with a gimmick right away. Not all that wander are lost. Where'd that come from? What was the inspiration for it?
Honestly, me and my wife went for breakfast and we came outside and it was on the back of the Jeep on the tire cover. And I'm like, that's awesome. And I took a picture of it and we put baseball bats over arrows, and that's how it started.
And that was just it.
Yeah. I was like, I like that.
Inspiration comes from weird places.
Yeah. I was like, I really like that. We put it on a t-shirt. I'm like, wow, that actually looks pretty cool. So I was like, I'm going to wear that because it was like, well, they never introduced who I was. So I was just like, I'm just going to wear that. On the back, I put the Wander. I'm like, yep. Well, at least now they have something to call me other than baseball pants, because I was wearing baseball pants.
They were okay. I didn't know that they were baseball pants, to be totally honest with you. I just thought like they were like a baggy white jean or something. I wasn't too sure.
No,
but that makes more sense with the gimmick. Like,
yeah, like I was like, well, why buy tights that look exactly like my baseball pants when I already have the baseball pants? So why not? Right?
Makes sense.
And they're stretchable, so I was like, oh, it works. And then everyone just started calling me baseball pants, and I was like, well, I kind of want to have at least a name now. So
yeah, you don't want to be just be coming down to the ring, baseball pants.
Yeah, you don't really got much leeway there, right? So
no, not at all.
Especially if you're supposed to be big and scary.
So I mean, obviously, you say you've told us like where you got your start out, where you got your green. Like, who were some of the guys? Like, because I mean, you traveled around, you filmed some of the shows. Like, who were some of the guys that really got you into the independent scene and into that group, and like, wanting to be in there?
I would say watching a guy like Elian Habanero from PWA,
Yeah.
just like his energy and enthusiasm for being in wrestling, and like just being like him. And then Josh Alexander, we went to, I think it was almost every single show in 1 month. He was booked in like a February in Ontario, and we missed like 2 shows because he's double booked. And then it just kind of really took off after that.
Yeah, and you know what? Fuck it. Let's be fucking marks for a minute. I saw the comment. Let's wrestle when things are normal. Let's wrestle. Let's do the thing. Josh Alexander, Impact Wrestling X Division champion, wants to fight the Wanderer Wade Allen. Let's be fucking marks. Dope feeling.
That was the happiest panic attack I think I've ever had in my life. When I read that, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Fuck, okay, something's real." So then,
that's a serious nod. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay, fuck." Well then, now I got to make sure I'm not shit. So yeah.
But you've been putting work in. You've been coming out of your shell. Like what seemed like awkward at first became awkward on purpose, and then just became a style.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much awkward in general. So like I'm built like a refrigerator with a watermelon for a head. So like right, and I got like T-Rex arms. They're not very long. That's a Rep Impact joke, being T-Rex armed.
Yeah.
So like,
but I feel like that's something that you've now leaned into.
Yeah.
Like you're taking your, you still want to take your health seriously and all that, but I mean, at a certain point, there are certain body types, and you've more leaned into that. You've kind of come into your own.
Like technically, from a doctor's standpoint, my blood is completely fine. I have no high blood pressure. I'm actually quite healthy for a guy my size. So like that's a bonus. But yeah, I'm trying to like get into a little better shape, more stronger, because I do want to throw Safe Travis more like farther across the ring.
Yeah.
Gnarly boys coming for you. Watch out. But yeah, just saying. they're fun to throw.
Hey, it's okay. I love when the challenges get thrown out on here. I mean, as one of those challenges is caught on, spoiler free edition, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I've sent in some stuff. I heard you talking Tyler Hill. Great, thank you. But yes, I'll go you bloody. I don't care. That'll be fun.
Well, I mean, it's common knowledge on the PD Skillz show that Tyler Hill is actually a piece of shit. So
I've seen so many pieces of shit lately walking my brother's dog that I was like, oh, Tyler Hill. Oh, Tyler Hill. I'm seeing him everywhere.
There you go. I see him everywhere.
Yeah. And then my brother's dog dropped to Tyler Hill. I'm like, well then, that's a big one.
Yeah. Well, I've got a hill street in Windsor, and every time I'm going down, I turn on it, and they're like, "Tim, you're not going that way." I'm like, "Yeah, but I gotta turn on Tyler Hill. Gotta turn on Hill every fucking time."
Just don't do the huge running on him.
Hey, but hopefully that becomes a match that the challenge was brewed out here. I would definitely love to see that one. So,
hold on. Also, I have been in the ring with him once. It was in a charity battle royal, and so he technically did forget that. I remembered it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he punched me in the face.
See, such a fucking piece of shit. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Now, I've myself found, leaning myself into, my size as a wrestler and trying to change my style up. I kind of want to get the gauge on it. Growing up, what were who were your go-to wrestlers? Like, who did you idolize growing up?
I watched like Vader, like Mankind, Ahmed Johnson, like guys like that. LOD. Like,
and are these the ones that you watched and they just resonated with you growing up, or are they ones that you watch now that you're trying to get down a style of your own?
Like now I would watch more of like Stan Hansen, Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Still LOD. Like I had so many Legion of Doom or Road Warrior tapes. Like growing up, I watched a lot of them.
So you've always liked that style even before you realized you were gonna wrestle.
Yeah, I like big dudes beating the shit out of each other.
And
That's what it looked like.
they're great examples, like Vader, fucking Bam Bam Bigelow. Like I always loved them, and like when I was younger and first got into wrestling, you know, I was still like I was a chubby guy, but I could still get away with doing like some of the lightweight stuff and some of the flippy bullshit. But now I'm like, now that I'm older and not everything bounces and flips like it used to, I'm like, fuck, I really wish I would have leaned more into my knowledge of guys like fucking Bam Bam. Like,
Yeah. Well, I can still do like the flippy garbage or the flippy stuff and like the suicide dive. Like me and Tyler Arrow one time.
I've seen you do some of that stuff, but like you don't necessarily do it all the time. It stays special when you do it.
Yeah, like the one day at training, Tyler Arrow and we're doing standing backflips, but mine's more of like the Terry Flip Bam Bam Bigelow style, and we try to do like a flip and a twist. And well, I jammed my elbow straight into my side. I'm like, well, I ain't doing that bullshit again. And then I power bombed him.
My first and only hospitalizing injury was me trying to do the inside out bump for the first time in a fucking decade. Took a clothesline, did the inside out bump, flipped weird, landed right on my fucking shoulder.
That doesn't sound fun.
3rd degree separation.
Jeez, that's higher than some people can read.
Now, this run you've got going on with PWO, you're the reigning internet champion. Where did all this, saving the internet come from? When did you what first made you decide I am going on a crusade to save the internet? This is how I'm fucking getting myself over.
Well, the internet title wasn't on the internet. So right there, that's a thing. And I was like, well, if you're going to be blatantly saying that you're taking over Pro Wrestling Ontario and you're starting with the internet, you got to be on the internet. So I was like, well, then I'm going to train really hard and I'm going to try my best to restore the internet for the good people of the internet so we can have this beautiful title, if you're on the video portion, back on the internet and promoted on the internet. And well, it seemed to go resonate with the people, and the people got behind it.
And now, like, I know the answer to this already, but for maybe we want to pull the curtain back for those out there. The hospital video when the power of the internet broke you. Shoot or work?
I legitimately fell on my thumb and like underneath of me, so it was like here, like in my chest, and I broke the wrist bone like underneath your thumb, and I popped my thumb out of place too. Fuck. So like that was a real ass thing.
And how'd you do that? Like where? Like wrestling?
I fell forward. But yes. But yeah, don't fall forward. Like I fell forward but my hand went straight forward instead of outward. Right. Oh. So yeah, I landed all thumb and I heard this huge pop, and then I texted my wife. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it broke my thumb. So I'll see you in an hour at the hospital. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Turns out to be way more than the thumb.
Oh yeah, it was intense. My hand looked like an MMA glove, like a legitimate UFC MMA glove for like a good solid month.
But to your credit, you didn't let that stop you.
No, I had as soon as it happened, I'm like, well, now I got an idea, so this is gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It made it work, but it was not actually workable for me in normal life, trying to cut food and stuff, because I couldn't hold anything. Mm-hmm. You fuck your thumb up, you fuck your life up.
Yeah, it's you need your thumb for everything. It's what separates us from the animals. They're fucking
it frustrated the shit out of me. But then at wrestling taping, I had tape and it got stuck on my thumb, and I pulled the tape off, and all I heard was this huge pop sound, and I was like, got this huge rush. Corey Stone looked at me and goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I can feel my thumb now, so yes I can, but I might throw up, so kind of move away. It was intense. It was a great time.
So have you been working these foundation shows that PWO has been doing?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I did the foundation tapings and that, and I send in a whole whack of promos every time they put up a show.
Yeah.
I'd watch it, and then I'd send in a promo, and if it got used, it got used, right? And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And then I just started sending in random ideas, and they just kind of started getting used again too. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, and now how have you found doing those foundation shows? Like, I mean, obviously we know it's weird, like, but
Yeah.
do,
Like the
do
no
you,
crowd thing, like I've been at places or a place or two where there's been almost no crowd, so like it's kind of normal. But like
Mhm.
it's just like working a training match at that point, but then you got to be just like how it would be in front of people, because that camera is the people and the
Yeah,
people are at home. So like you just got to make sure that you're making sure everyone knows that you're there for them.
and that's a good attitude to have, because a lot of people have a
Yeah.
hard time resonating with the fact that the end goal is to have people on the other end of that camera.
Like, and if we're gonna be all serious in this without pulling back the curtain a little bit, those choking jokes, those were legitimately just to pop anti-hero when he was sitting at the taping.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think you'll find those jokes funny. And well, then I just did it, and then I tried not to laugh myself. So that was a good time.
Yeah, so when you're trying to dead face fucking sell something that's funny, sometimes it's hard not to fucking just lose it.
Yeah, it was right there, but I had to hold it back, and I think I did pretty well.
Yeah. So we've mentioned that Josh Alexander is someone who'd love to get in the ring with you, but I mean, forget about what other people want. What does the Wanderer want? What does Wade Allen want? What are some things in the future that you're aiming at?
I want to wrestle Casanova Valentine.
Hashtag same.
Yeah, same. Like I want to wrestle Justin Sane. I think that'd be fun. I'd probably would get power bombed by him, and I'm pretty sure he'd be the person to do it. And I'm in. I just want to wrestle. Like, doesn't matter
Now,
who really.
you say Casanova Valentine. What kind of match you want to have with him?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm just
I
curious.
kind of want to do like a normal match, maybe like a bar match, normal death match. I'm in.
There you go.
Yeah, I filmed his stuff. I watched his stuff. One of his promo photos I took for the No Limits, where he had the title.
Yeah.
That's a photo of me, but cropped out.
Yeah, I'm fucking sad that shit had to come to an end when it did. I love that style of wrestling, and I was hoping it was there to stay for a bit, but
yeah, I had so much fun filming that. That was a good time. Shout out to Pierre for that, for the opportunity, Jeremy.
I miss him, even though he's got his fucking he's got his Eastern Paradise now.
Oh yeah, he's out there.
Yeah, his maritime castle.
Yeah, anybody. I just want to wrestle. Doesn't matter who really. Like, I want to have opportunities, different styles. I just want to learn. I want to be in wrestling, around wrestling, right? Like, what's more fun than wrestling, other than baseball? Like, baseball,
I do love me some baseball.
Yeah, but like wrestling, you get to go travel. You get to hang out with different people, learn different things.
Yeah, it's fucking traveling circus. It's fucking awesome.
I think it's a great time.
So basically of the anywhere, anytime kind of mentality, you just want to wrestle as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, like I put out a list earlier on my Twitter and on my Facebook of like 31 people, because I didn't count properly, so I called it the Greg Maddox list of people I want to wrestle. So like there's 31 people that are like that I haven't wrestled, and I think there's 4 on that list that I have wrestled that I want to have a rematch. But I just want to wrestle different people. I would like, it's fun to wrestle some of the same people over, but like I kind of want to wrestle like different people. I haven't wrestled you. Mm-hmm. I'll wrestle you.
Hey, I'm always fucking down to do the wrestling.
Yeah, I'm always down to do the wrestling. We could do the wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Bam. 1, 2, 3, and retaining the internet. I just did it on the podcast right here. Second or about 4th defense online.
It's okay.
Yeah, that just happened.
Hey, that's the most, it's going to be the most viewed title defense of all time.
And there it is. We just did a defense right there. It's unofficial, but PWO, that just happened on the PD Skillz show. Check it out.
We're going to get that title defense trending on the Apple podcasts.
Yeah. There's a hashtag to send to them or a little clip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, internet championship trending. That's the goal there. Now, when you found out that you were going to be involved in that internet championship angle, you had to have been pretty pumped, right?
Oh, I was pretty thrilled because I was in the original 6-man title match for the internet.
Yeah.
When TKD won it.
Yeah, I was there.
I got eliminated first by all 5 guys who jumped on top of me to pin me. So that's a little hard to push 5 people off, if you know what I mean, right? So if I'm in a better setting where it's not 5-on-1, because that's what it turned out to be, that's a little bit stiff competition at that point. So you put me in a 1-on-1 chance or a 2-on-1, got a better chance.
And now, out of the current selection of guys you've got to defend that title against, when you look at the PWO roster, who's the immediate threat if you had to pick one?
I'd say rising star of 2019, Evan Greenaway. He has a great in-ring style. He's hard hitting. He's a person to watch out for, that's for sure. Also, pretty much anybody on the roster, they're all willing. I'm willing to hit play. It's just if PWO signs that contract, right?
Well, there you go. You gotta put that signature on the dotted line.
Yeah, you gotta tell me who to fight. Otherwise, I'll just start fighting, right? Who knows? Matt Cash keeps trying to fight me, but I don't know if he's retired. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, fuck. I love a good Matt Cash retirement rib. We got to keep those
alive.
We got to keep those alive in the circle.
Yeah, that's I'm in, but if he's retired, then I guess I'm gonna have to wrestle his wife. So either or.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Hey, it's as long as you're not being picky. I mean, you'll wrestle one of them, right?
Yeah, I'll wrestle whoever, really. Just not 5-on-1, because that's not really fair.
No,
to them.
Those are good odds, not at all.
No.
Now, if you gotta, let's say you got to put together a trios team to take on the current trios champions and try and become a double champion in PWO, who you bringing with you?
Let's see. Well, if I have to pick, I'm probably gonna say, let's get a team of as I'm gonna call them, the body guys. Let's get me, Holden Albright, and John Greed.
Okay, fuck. That's a tank ass fucking team.
Yeah, I think that would do a lot of damage.
I'd watch that all day, and those are some contrasting styles.
Mm-hmm. There would be a lot of hard hittingness and a lot of get out of our way kind of feel.
That's a dope ass fucking team.
Mm-hmm.
I'd fucking PWO, fucking get it done.
Yeah, well, I'm in. Hey, let's hit play. Also, anybody else who holds a internet title in Ontario, watch out.
Which you know what? Let's fucking. Do you know of anyone else?
Mark Wheeler in NSW. He has an internet title there.
Okay, you've got it right.
And I believe there is a crossbody internet title, but I want to be the internet.
Now I know Ontario. PWA had an internet championship. Does 365 have one?
I'm not 100% sure, but if they do, I'll come across to BC for that if I have to. I want the internet. We will need to have this set for everybody, so it's all nice and good. Everybody's happy. It's not a bunch of garbage on the internet. We want to keep it nice and normal, level tones, fun times, right? That's what I'm all about.
Fuck. Now, obviously we've all had a few opportunities ourselves, like myself through No Ring North, yourself through Foundation, to wrestle during this pandemic. But what else you've been doing to keep yourself sane?
I started lifting more weights, trying to do that, going for a lot more longer walks. Yeah. We got new bikes recently, so we're just going for
I swear walking's where it's at, and I need to practice what I preach, because when I used to walk religiously, I lost like fucking 40 pounds just doing that.
One summer I walked through like 5 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous.
Which summer was it? Was it like 3 summers ago?
It was like, I would say probably like 4 or 5 summers ago, and like right underneath your toes, the ball of your foot or whatever. Like I had like a
I was
good
just trying to
size,
see
like,
if I could
hole.
link it up with the release of a game.
No, I don't play Pokemon Go. I watched a bunch of people staring at their phones, running into signs and stuff, and almost get hit by cars. I'm like, that looks not safe.
I'm like, I wonder, was it that time of like 5 years ago? No, okay.
No, the only Pokemon I like are Snorlax and Psyduck, and I think that's because they look like stoner Pokemon.
Hey, they've got like the fucking memes and the t-shirts for the Smokemon ones. Those fucking those always made me laugh. All the spoof versions.
Like they can turn that Bulbasaur dude into a bong pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you I feel like you done any, like, aside from taking care of yourself, any like games, hobbies you've like taken up?
Like we've started listening to podcasts, mostly just hanging out with my wife, doing that kind of stuff, watching TV shows, just being us.
Have you played the newer MLB game at all?
No, not yet, but that's on my list of things to do. We got the new, like the remastered Crash Bandicoot game, but we haven't put that in yet.
I haven't played the baseball one either. I'm actually fucking super garbage at the games, but like I enjoy baseball, and my buddies like do the countdown for that game to come out. So I usually go like check it out and see what it's all about. I don't dare pick up the controller because, like I said, I'm fucking garbage at those.
Like I watched the video package of people playing it. I'm like, man, that looks like the controls are way more harder from like MLB 12 or 13 or whatever it was when I had it. And I was like, that looks way more difficult.
Yeah. You ever play Fire Pro?
Yeah, that game is hard.
Okay, all right. This is because you play baseball games, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And this is why this fucking boggles my mind when people who play baseball games tell me that Fire Pro is hard. Because like I've got a buddy that he is really good at the baseball game, and really hitting in the baseball game, pitching in the baseball game, whatever it is, it's really waiting for that exact second, whether it be on the meter or the ball coming at you, and hitting the button. I'm like, literally, you're just waiting for guys to touch each other's shoulders, and then you're hitting in action. And he's like, I can't get it, man. I can't fucking get it. And that's why it blows my mind. People who are good at the baseball games saying that the Fire Pro controls are like hard.
Well, when I first put it in, like the difficulty was at like a 6 or 5 or whenever you started too. So I was like, the first game absolutely got murdered in like 3 minutes. I'm like, what is happening? Then the next, I turned it down a little. I did a little bit better. I'm like, I'm having the hardest time ever. And then I played against my wife, and I had a way easier time because we were both figuring it out. But but it was just like, okay, now that I have it figured out, I can at least almost beat the computer. And now I'm starting to beat the computer on like more of a regular basis. But it was just like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
I found Fire Pro difficult at first, and then like I got used to it. I mean, my buddy that taught me how to play the game kind of sucked when I found out like that he was working me. Like I wasn't as good as I thought I was getting. Because then one day he just decided to ruin my universe. Like I fucking switched him controllers, thinking like, because we were both on the, like we're playing on the computer, but like he was using like a GameCube controller. I was using PlayStation. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's the connection. Like I hate to be that guy. I don't mean to sound like a bitch, but like I swear my timing's never been this bad. And then he just fucking works me again, just destroys me. And like I'm like, I've never been so depressed playing a video game. So like I got halfway decent at it, not against him, but like I get why people think it's hard, because like I've never had somebody dismantle me in a video game like that.
It's like when you first started playing video games with your older brother, and he just absolutely schooled you after the second time you let you play.
I was, I didn't the only older siblings I have are step siblings that I didn't come into my life until I was 13. But like when our families meshed, like I don't give a fuck if they're listening. Like I am the alpha when it comes to video games. Like that was an undisputed thing at that time. Like because before having them, like I mainly like lived by myself, so video games were my bag.
But we had like a Sega growing up, so like if we had NHL '94, I didn't know about the you could cut and score every time. So my brother would do that and absolutely kill me in that
Oh
game.
yeah, we actually when
Yeah.
we play, and it works in a lot of modern games, and people
Yeah.
get like I get called out on it all the time. I shouldn't say people get. I get called out on it all the time in my group of friends because like I'll hook up the left side, and all of a sudden you'll hear one of my friends in the background go Sega because they know I'm going up and I'm cutting across, and like we
Yeah.
actually when we play competitively, like we'll actually say, hey, listen, like ground rules, unofficial rules, no Sega.
So there's an unofficial Sega rule.
Yeah, there's an unofficial no Sega moves.
Like it's an
Because
automatic.
Sega moves work in current games. If you go up and you cut, they still work.
Yeah, the last time I played a hockey game, I got a penalty shot and did the Sega thing, scored. I'm like, wow, that I'm doing this now in the rest of the game. Screw just shooting at the net.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why they've never been able to fix the games and protect them from that exact move.
It's like that's just put in there as an automatic. If you're losing and you need a goal, there it is.
Yeah, do the Sega. It's how you get pity goals. Make an easy comeback. Like even if you won the game, you're like, you didn't really win because you fucking Sega'd.
Hey, Sega gets you through the internet too,
No, there you go.
Sometimes you just gotta take a quick zig one way, right?
Shit. So like any kind of wrestling that you're watching more over other products right now?
Right now, like a bunch of 1996 stuff, like WCW and WWE or WWF, whatever which one it is you want to call it. But yeah, like that stuff. Like mostly like the tag team division, like in WCW where they had like the Steiners, Legion of Doom was there, the Nasty Boys, like those kind of stuff. Sting and Luger was a really good team. Mostly the only reason I liked Luger was when he was with Sting. But yeah, like that kind of like tag team stuff, like Harlem Heat, Public Enemy was there. That tag team lottery thing they did where like they just put
Lethal
people
Lottery.
Yeah, that thing was awesome. I love that.
I love that. Like I wish I'd love to see that on an Ontario independent scale. Lethal Lottery on an Ontario, like I'd love to see multiple companies come together to do it though, because I wouldn't want anybody to like be not on the show because of like, oh, if you compete here, then you can't compete there. Like, because there's so many cool possibilities if you opened up like.
Oh, you could have a hell of a tournament too. Like it'd be crazy. And who doesn't like tag team wrestling?
Yeah, and like I mean, Ontario's got a rich enough history that you can quote unquote accidentally like work together some teams that existed before that haven't existed in a long time. You could put together some that would be dope concepts.
People tag teams that people have wanted to see.
Yeah,
like bam, here it is, just for like one tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Make it you have to come see it. That's a pretty good ticket draw, I'd say.
Yeah, and especially like, and you just book the wrestlers because I mean, you don't have to announce really any of the matches because that's part of the appeal to it.
You just come out there, you got the little bingo roller, and you take your number. Like, I'm with that guy, really?
Yeah.
Or hell yeah, I'm with that guy. Yes.
Yeah, it's fuck shitty topic to have on the shoot though, because fuck, if I had to try and like pick a tag team partner for something like that, like I don't know who I'd want to be matched up with. That's a big field.
Yeah, like that's a lot of people to pick from too. So like anything's possible at that point.
Yeah, like I feel like I'd want a cruiserweight for contrast.
Yeah, just to have like a different size aspect.
Yeah. Or someone that's like noticeably bigger than me, like not
like Randy Bino.
Yeah,
that guy is huge. Like, and plus he's like a boxer, like Gold Glove guy, I believe. So
I was
like,
supposed to wrestle him twice.
I've wrestled him twice.
Yeah,
he is intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't like I don't know why the bookings didn't happen. Like it wasn't anything like held against him or anything like that. It just there's 2 times I was supposed to work it. One was at No Limits, and then the other one was at fuck, what was that? I'm trying to remember what that new one was called. Whatever. They had the purple logo and all that stuff. They were new. They ran like 1 or 2 shows.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Huron.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Way out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that Huron one. I was supposed to
Yeah.
wrestle him there, and then that didn't happen. And then that's like I ended up wrestling Atlantis.
Yeah. I wrestled Randy in my first match in PWO in a gauntlet. I got tapped out and then choked out. That's a good time.
Tapped
Yeah.
out and then choked out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Good
tapped
time.
out, and then he was like, "Ah, just for funsies, I'm gonna fucking choke you out too."
He's like, "How dare you not tap out faster or fast enough?" So then, bam, choke out. It's a good time.
Oh, maybe
Good
I'm
time.
glad.
Old school helped pull me out of the ring. That guy is strong. Just saying. Yeah.
Oh shit!
And I think,
Transformers more than fucking meets the eyes.
and I'm pretty sure PWO said that I was the first person to knock Randy off his feet. So with my big old clothesline. So I
There
think
you
that's
go.
what it was. But yeah. Then I wrestled him again with Chris Logan and Randy in a 3-way.
Yeah.
That was cool.
What's been your like favorite match so far? Like since you've started? Actually, yeah, since you've started.
Like I'd say like the one I had with Holden, that was pretty great. I wrestled Clay Wilson a bunch of times. I like wrestling Clay Wilson. Super fun. Um,
Yeah, like when I kind of disappeared, like he wasn't wrestling, and then all of a sudden I came back. I'm like, I fucking know this guy, and he wrestles now, and like he's entertaining. I like watching him. He's
he's
doing some
so
new
fun.
French Canadian gimmick, isn't he?
Yeah, he's learning the French. He's got the fleur de lis on his pants and his boots.
Oh, so
Really
he's
nice.
learning French for this.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or he already knows French.
Okay.
Or he's just working me. I don't know. He can speak French, so I don't know if he's just
Yeah,
working
I myself speak like not the best French, but the fucking decent amount of French, and like that's a gimmick I had always thought about doing.
Yeah.
I mean, not that anytime I've ever tried to change my gimmick, fucking I get shit from people. So I'm like, whatever.
Jethro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, yeah. Well, that was originally to be a change when I came back, and people where I came back were pushing for that change, and then Warhead was like, no, but I wanted you to do the PD thing, and then it was just, and then some people didn't want me to do the PD thing because the other PD that is from my era, so they're like, we don't want to confuse one PD with the other PD because internet searches and shit.
But was the other PD not wrestling though?
What's that?
Was the other one not wrestling at the time?
No, not at all.
Oh, then you were the lone PD, so I think that works.
Yeah, I ended up sticking with it. Like it's it's something I'd still think about venturing outside of. But I mean, obviously, right now, fully committed to it with the PD Skillz show being the gimmick and everything. But yeah, I wanted to do something a little rougher. But I mean, I'm at an age where I don't necessarily need to do a gimmick change. I have fun doing what I'm doing. Actually, I think I've been able to do the gimmick the most doing these fucking no ring shows because they're outdoors and I can light one up at the show and not give a fuck.
That's the best.
I've been doing the stoner thing like for ages, and these are the first shows I've got to fucking light one up at.
So I have one question for you. What technically classifies you as a stoner wrestler?
As a stoner wrestler, so it's more now. I'd say more if I had to say, like with my gimmick now, I'm kind of grandfathered in because people know me as PD Skillz because it was the PD back in the day was the pot doctor, and I always had the weed leaves on my kick pads and some sort of clever weed shirt. And when I go up in the corner for the punches, I would do the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then instead of doing the 10, I'd just go 20, punch them, jump down. I'd do my elbow drops and I'd, do the toke midair. But I stopped doing that because I couldn't control my elbow enough when my hand's there. And I bagged a couple people.
That's fair.
So yeah, the weed gimmick used to be more into it.
Yeah.
And that's why you see it more at you're going to probably see it more in No Ring North. And, any of the shows I do that are more adult orientated. But I mean, outside of that, that's not where I stick the gimmick. Like you see, like I do with the new shirts, like the TV PD thing where like I've got the barbed wire and all that. And I lean more into the hardcore aspect of it. I don't try to lean onto that weed thing. Like it used to get over really huge in like Tilsonburg and all of like all of the like counties and countries we like those types of cities we do, like any of the farm countries basically, like it get over huge there, the weed gimmick. But then one day I had a little kid ask me for my bandana, and I was like, nope. I was like, this is that for some reason was where I drew the line, and I just didn't do it, and it was a name. And I actually switched over to TG Skillz instead of PD Skillz because I got away from the like the weed gimmick completely.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, now it's legal, it's a thing, and it's almost become more of an off-camera gimmick than the on-camera gimmick.
Okay, because like I heard you mention it in like a podcast before, so like I was just kind of that jogged my wanting to know what it classifies as a weed wrestler.
Yeah, and for me, that's why I say for me, it's almost become more of a backstage like reputation, like because I like back when I first started, I had it visibly all over me as part of my gear and everything. When they book a draw, the draws would see me in my weed paraphernalia, and they like Sheik would be like, you got the gimmick, and well, fuck yeah, I got the fucking gimmick. I'm not just wearing the fucking clothing. And then like I don't give a shit, like fucking the Highlanders, they hit me with that before, where like when they first met me at a show, like, you got the gimmick. I'm like, fuck yeah, I got the gimmick. Like that's what I was known for then. And now like I don't necessarily flaunt it, but most of the fans that have been around a long time just know that, like like Champ Monkey Chris and those guys, like they all know it from back then. So it's almost become like it's not advertised. You know or you don't know that part of PD Skillz.
Okay, so it's just like a if you know kind of deal now.
If you're one of the fans, if you're like, it's fucking terrible to say, if you're one of the fans hanging out in the parking lot, you know what PD Skillz is all about.
I've hung out in the parking lot a few times.
Yeah. I mean, it's right. If I'm not wrestling or talking about wrestling, that I'm in the motherfucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Getting ready.
Yeah. Like
getting my curls in.
Yeah, I had a pretty high school parking lot grade, I would say. There
you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just wondering because most people, it's legal, they do it, but some just choose not to even mention it. So then when you do hear them, they're like, "Whoa, you smoke weed?" Say what?
Yeah, right? like for example, you seen in like when the Rascals, when they were Impact, like they did their hand signals and all that. Not like, and I still to this day, like I throw the hand signals in there, like every once in a while, like if I get near the camera and I get the opportunity, it's the
well, I do like put the joint out on the guy's back before a power bomb.
Yeah, so yeah, and I mean everybody's done that one. I kind of laughed that they edited it off AEW the 1 week because they usually don't, because it could be a cigarette, it could be a cigar, but like fucking Good Brothers, like they lit it, put it out, and then not lit it, put it out, lit it, passed it, and then he took it and then went to pass it again, and fucking it's like no, and he's like okay.
Yeah, like because I've had some people even say afterwards, they're like, "Well, you're smoking a cigarette." I'm like, "Or am I?"
Yeah.
Like, whatever floats your boat, but like, it's just a hand gesture at that point. If a hand gesture is gonna, like, bug you, like, so I guess the middle finger's gonna really offend you too. So,
mind your fucking business.
Yeah, it's just one of those things people do. Like in the heat of the moment, sometimes it's just like, well, hey,
there you go.
Hey, you're gonna pick them up, put them down.
Yeah, there you go. So Wade, tell the fucking lovely people of the internet where do we find the Wanderer Wade Allen?
On Twitter, you can find Wade Allen at if you type in Wade Allen, you'll find me there. But the @ is at Wade029, which is also my email. Do not email me. Don't be weird. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Wade Allen. I'm pretty sure it's just Wade Allen, like there. Yeah. that's about it. I have a Facebook, but don't add me there either unless I know you, because some people are weird. And well, sometimes when some people add me, I read their first 3 posts and I'm like, and I'm gonna unadd you because your vibes are not cool, and I think I'm not gonna get really frustrated looking at your
you 3
things.
days later like, why can't we be friends?
And then I screenshot their posts. I'm like, because these 3 posts really bug me, and no. It's like, well, you're either a pig or you just come off as a dick, or I'm just, nope, your vibes aren't cool.
All right, well, Wade has done us a favor of providing about 5 places you can find him, one of which you're allowed to add him if you're a creep. Everywhere else is off limits. Me, I don't give a fuck what your kink is. Add me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, follow my YouTube. Tell me I'm a piece of shit. Fucking
Send him all your feet photos. All your feet photos.
Feet photos, dick pics. Send me whatever you got. I don't give a fuck. If I don't enjoy them, I'm sure the people I share them with will. That's
Send him random Tyler Hill photos if you know what we mean.
But yes, at PD Skillz Show, and that's because that was nice and easy to keep it nice and streamlined on everything, because this is the PD Skillz Show, and I'm PD Skillz, and this is Wade Allen. Another episode in the books. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we are getting the fuck out of here. Peace.